Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. Police are searching for a stolen car and a suspect in connection to what they believe was an attempted abduction. The incident happened nearby the South Scranton School, resulting in the heightened presence of police around the entire school district. Police say the vehicle was reported stolen by the 500 block of Cedar Avenue and that the suspect was a man wearing a black face mask. The vehicle used in the attempted abduction was a silver Hyundai Elantra with tinted windows and had a license plate number of LYK1711. Anyone with information is asked to contact Scranton Police at 570-348-4134. PennDOT has announced lane restrictions that will affect areas around Luzerne County. Lane restrictions on Interstate 80 westbound between exit 256 to Nescopac/Cunningham and exit 242 to Mifflinville/Mainville will take effect today, January 5th, through Thursday, January 8th from 7 o'clock a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. The lane restrictions are due to the removal of a dead tree. PennDOT reminds drivers when encountering work zones to drive on the posted speed limit, turn on your headlights, and pay close attention to signs and flaggers. Drivers can check the conditions on major roadways by going to the 511PA website at www.51pa.com. On Sunday, January 4th, Wyln Municipal Authority announced a water main break near the intersection of Ridge and Luzerne Streets. Residents living at the 100 through 400 blocks of Ridge and Fern Streets and the 800 block of Carbon Street have been affected and will need to boil their drinking water. Any residents who have lost water will be placed on a water boil advisory as soon as repairs are made. The authority is asking residents to not drink the water without boiling it. Let the water boil for 1 minute and let it cool before using it. Boiled or bottled water is recommended to be used for drinking, making ice, brushing teeth, washing dishes, and food preparation. Water can be used for shower or laundry. There has been no statement on whether the water break has been fixed, and it is unclear how long the advisory may last. On Saturday, a fire alarm went off at the Walmart in Hazel Township with firefighters and police on the scene. Shoppers and employees were safely evacuated from the store. The store closed until further notice, where officials were on the scene to investigate. The fire alarm went off due to a freezer that was caught on fire, where it resulted in damaging it. Officials noticed a black soot around one of the air ventilation systems. Today, they have opened their doors with some areas of the store that were temporarily closed, but according to the Walmart Hazel Township Facebook page, all areas are now open to the public with the freshest products, and they are welcoming back all customers for the full shopping experience. Coming up on WYLN News, a local oddity store is closing its doors after 11 years. Plus, you may want to take some precautions if you wish to keep your Christmas tree up. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network, part of Jefferson Health. With LVHN Same Day, Next Day Cancer Care, you can get a video visit with a clinician within 48 hours following a cancer diagnosis. Learn more at lvhn.org/cancercare. We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Something is out there, What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hey everybody, this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, I'm Dr. John. Let's talk about the variety of what you need in a chiropractic office. MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, referrals. We do it all here at this office.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@wylntv.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Welcome back to WYLN News. On Sunday, Sheetz announced the passing of its former president and CEO, Stephen Sheetz. Stephen was 77 when he passed away Sunday night. Stephen was one of the foundational members of the Sheetz family that helped propel Sheetz into the company that it is today. Chairman of the Sheetz Board of Directors, Joe Sheetz, said that his vision, wisdom, and entrepreneurial spirit will be deeply missed. With the holiday season coming to an end, some people haven't taken down their Christmas tree, where this could be a potential fire hazard. If you're struggling to part ways with your Christmas tree, consider this. More than 1/3 of U.S. home fires occur in January that are involved with Christmas trees. According to the National Fire Protection Association, a dried-out Christmas tree will burn out much more quickly than a well-watered one. Though Christmas tree fires don't happen often, they are more likely to be serious when they occur. Between 2020 and 2024, there was an estimated annual average of 143 home structure fires that began with Christmas trees, resulting in 7 deaths, 13 injuries, and $15 million in district property damage. The NFPA recommends using the local community's recycling program. They are asking that trees should not be put in a garage or left outside. You can visit their website to view resources and other tips to safely remove Christmas trees at www.nfpa.org. We have unfortunate news for gamers at Luzerne County. GameStop in Hazel Township will be closing their doors on Wednesday, January 7th. GameStop announced multiple closures of their stores around the country due to financial struggles and a shift to digital shopping. Around 1,000 stores have closed around the world during its fiscal year in 2024. With stores that closed in 2025, it has reached to 1 in Hazel Township to also close their doors this year in 2026. As stores are closing, GameStop will be focusing more on shifting from traditional retail to e-commerce strategies, including exploring new ventures on crypto and digital assets. January 7th is the final day of GameStop in Hazel Township that is open until officially closing its doors at 8 o'clock p.m. As we welcome the year of 2026, we also welcome the first babies of 2026 in Luzerne County. On Friday, Geisinger Wyoming Valley Medical Center announced the welcoming of its first baby in 2026. On January 1st at 12:38 a.m., meet Liam Daniel Lakuta. Liam was born to Nicole and Edward Lakuta of Plains Township. He weighs 6 pounds, 13.6 ounces, and measured 20 inches long at his time of birth. He has one sibling. At Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton, they announced welcoming Jasper Thorne Jones. On January 1st at 3:38 a.m., Jasper was born to Heather Dietz and Zachary Jones of Lansford. He weighed 7 pounds and 2 ounces and measured 22 inches long at his time of birth. We congratulate the partners on the new addition of their families. A Strange and Unusual store in Kingston is closing its doors after 11 years. The Strange and Unusual located in Kingston closed Sunday. The store had a 20% off sale on all merchandise for its final day, and customers waited in a line that extended out of the door for the store's Strange Brew Cafe. The store wrote in a Facebook post that Sunday was the final day of their chapter, but did not share any plans of reopening or relocation. Coming up on Jim Thorpe's News Choice, we check in with Luzerne County Manager Romilda Crocomo on Crocomo's County Report. Plus, Wyln historian Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Selinsgrove Part 1. And stay right here on Wyln. We'll be right back.
It's cold out there. Call S.J. Kowalski for the best products and solutions to help lower your energy costs and keep your family safe and comfortable this winter. Our professional team has unparalleled experience with all the latest innovative types of heating systems. We're a Lennox Premier dealer, installing high-quality equipment, providing the ultimate experience in comfort and climate control while being energy efficient. S.J. Kowalski, heating and cooling the way the earth intended.
Wyln TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online. Attention WYLN viewers, WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network.
Hi, welcome to Crocomo's County Report. I am the host today, Preston Endress, and here with me is... Where's Romilda? Romilda Crocomo isn't here today, in case you don't remember from the last few, we mentioned that she was getting surgery, and of course, there is no telling how predictable the recovery process will be, so we're willing to give her all the time she needs, but until then, I'm here to discuss some recent events in Luzerne County that are worth bringing up. Some good, some suspenseful, some great. I don't know, that's for your opinion to decide, but okay, so we covered this story in the WYLN news like a week ago, but it's worth bringing up based on the authorities, who we have to thank very much. So regarding Selah Edwards, the 24-year-old in Luzerne County, having to plot to make a weapon of mass destruction, resulting in a joint counterterrorism investigation among the District Attorney's Office, the Wilkes-Barre City Police, and of course, the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And we have Luzerne County District Attorney Sam Sangodose and the Wilkes-Barre City Police Chief Joseph Cafe working on this, very hard, by the way, and it was ultimately a huge success. They managed to catch Selah, and he's, of course, being charged with very big charges and attempt to possess and manufacture weapons of mass destruction. This is not a good look for any citizen of this country. And of course, because of the success, District Attorney Sangodose, he was thankful for both the FBI and the Wilkes-Barre City Police for their quick response and assistance. And it looks like that's proof that these taxes are going towards the very important stuff. And we thank the police, we thank the FBI, we thank those who help out to prevent the bad. And with that said, Selah's in jail, and and Luzerne County is a much safer place. Now, with that suspenseful crime story out of the way, now let's get to something a little fun. Or very fun. Let's see, there will be 9 selected bands to perform in Beakers and compete for the final spot in the NEPA Philharmonic Battle of the Bands competition. And this big competition will be on Saturday, January 31st. It'll be a fun day for the end of the month. Now, let's see. For those wanting to get in, it looks like the online submissions, they were only being accepted, at least a month ago, November 10th to November 14th. So to those who are wanting to be a part of this and are learning about it, I'm sorry, the most we could do now is watch, as those who went in and are qualified, and they will be giving quite the show, because I am into music. Speaking of music, because it's a new year, I want to get into music again, so here's hoping my resolution of getting back to the piano, it's a success. Please, 2026, please. Now, for the NEPA Philharmonic Battle of the Bands, looks like it was quite a timeline of parts getting to the main end, as we got the qualifier events, the semifinal event, and of course, the Battle of the Bands. And so the competition for the final spot will be on this Thursday, January 8th, at 7:00 p.m. at the Mohegan, Pennsylvania, at 1280 Highway 315, Wilkes-Barre, PA, 18702. So for those who are competing that day, good luck, and may the best musician win. Now, for those looking forward to the meetings, it looks like today, depending on when this is, at 6 o'clock, the Luzerne County Council will hold a reorganization meeting at the Luzerne County Courthouse. And for those who are just learning now, you're late. You're not going to make it. Unless you're fine with just using Zoom. This is also a Zoom call meeting. And the Zoom webinar is Luzerne County Council meeting. And to call in, the number is 929-205-6099. And the webinar ID is 946-5052 and 2660. And the passcode will be 252759. Now, for more info and for more meetings, just go to luzernecounty.org. They have everything regarding events and, of course, the government, and info on those who work hard to keep it stable. Like, Luzerne County Manager Ramilda Crocomo. And I'm sure she'll be back soon. She'll be all ready for the meetings, the interviews, and she'll have that smile on her face ready to go. And with that said, looks like we've covered just enough on this week's Crocomo's County Report. We all miss Ramilda, but we can't have all the best in life every day, or every Monday for that matter. Anyway, with that said, we'll see you next time.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
Cooking rice just isn't nice.
Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Rice Robot, the 1, 2, 3 rice cooker. Watch, 1 add the white cup for rice, 2 add the blue cup for water, 3 click it and let Rice Robot perfectly cook it.
The secret is perfect cook technology that surrounds the rice with controlled heat for even cooking. Then Rice Robot senses when it's done, auto stops, and keeps it warm to serve.
It won't burn, overcook or undercook, guaranteed.
And rice This is just the beginning. Make mac and cheese, frittatas, oatmeals, soups and stews, even ramen dishes. And with a ceramic, ultra non-stick interior, cleanup's a breeze.
Get the complete Rice Robot cooking system with the steamer tray and 1-2-3 recipe guide, all for just $39.99. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. We'll even ship your entire order free. Order now.
1-800-640-8545.
Hello, I'm Wyln historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns. The Shanks Ferry Native American culture originally lived on the western side of the Susquehanna River by the Isle of Q. They would be displaced in the 1500s by the Susquehannock tribe, who in turn would be moved out by other tribes allied with the Iroquois by the 1670s. The first European to establish a permanent settlement in the area was George Gabriel, who arrived in 1754. His homestead, which was located at the mouth of Penn's Creek, was known as Gabriel's Improvement, and Gabriel would build a grist mill, tavern, and trading post on his property. Other Europeans would soon follow in his footsteps. The natives then living in the area naturally were not too pleased with outsiders coming to take their land. Tensions would rise rapidly in the region, and with the outbreak of the French and Indian War, they boiled over. General Edward Braddock's defeat at the Battle of the Monongahela gave local natives an incentive to try and drive English settlers out. And thus, on October 16, 1755, retribution would come to settlers in the area. An advance party of French-allied Lenape fighters, a vanguard of a French and native force moving east from the Pittsburgh area to try and secure the Susquehanna for France, reached Penn's Creek. They first attacked the homestead of Swiss settler Jean-Jacques Leroy, whom they tomahawked to death, then burned his body in his cabin. Leroy's children Jacob and Marie were taken captive by the raiders, and a neighbor who rode up to investigate was shot and scalped. Several of the raiders then moved to the nearby cabin of Sebastian Leininger, where they demanded rum. They ultimately settled for tobacco, and after having had a good smoke, they announced that they were going to kill everyone. Leininger was shot, his son tomahawked, and his daughters taken captive. After taking their prisoners into the forest, the raiders resumed their murderous spree throughout the settlements. By the time they had finished, what became known as the Penn's Creek Massacre had claimed 14 victims, with 11 other settlers being taken captive by the raiders. For many years afterwards, the site of the murders was said to be haunted. Other Europeans, though, would continue coming to the area. One would be a Swiss soldier of fortune named Anthony Seelin. He had come to America to fight in the Revolution and was named captain of an independent corps by George Washington. Some of Seelin's wartime work would not come across as kosher today, as for example, he was a participant in the Pundit of Sullivan expedition, which destroyed Iroquois villages in New York in retribution for native raids against settlers in Pennsylvania. By the end of the conflict in 1783, Seelin moved to near the Isle of Q, where he would operate a mill and store. It would be he who would found a community in the area in 1787, and it would be named Seelin's Grove in his honor. Originally written as two words, the town's name would eventually be combined into a single word. Other settlers would come to the newly named Seelin's Grove. One would be Anthony Seelin's brother-in-law, Simon Snyder. Born in Lancaster in 1759, Snyder had originally been apprenticed to be a tanner. He moved to Seelin's Grove in 1784, where he operated a grist mill. He would be appointed Justice of the Peace for the area and served 12 years in that capacity. State politics would come calling for Snyder soon after. In 1790, he served on a commission to revise Pennsylvania's Constitution. He would then be elected to Pennsylvania's House of Representatives, where he served from 1797 to 1807 and was House Speaker in 1804, 1805, and 1807. Snyder would then set his sights on the governorship. He attempted an initial run in 1808, but was defeated by incumbent Governor Thomas McKean. Snyder tried again in 1808, and this time was elected as Pennsylvania's third governor. He would be re-elected again in 1811 and 1814, and would be the last Pennsylvania governor to serve 3 terms. During his lengthy tenure, Snyder oversaw the move of the state capital from Lancaster to the more centrally located Harrisburg. He strongly supported the War of 1812, in contrast to other northeastern governors who opposed it. Following the war's conclusion, Snyder was considered as a possible vice presidential candidate for James Madison, but was ultimately not chosen. After his time as governor, Snyder was nominated to serve Union County, which Selinsgrove was then part of, in the state legislature, but he died of typhoid before he could take office. He rests today in Selinsgrove's Old Lutheran Cemetery. Simon Snyder's legacy is still with Selinsgrove today, as his former residence, the Governor Simon Snyder Mansion, was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1978. Moreover, Snyder County, which was formed on March 2, 1855 and included Selinsgrove, would be named in his honor. Back in Selinsgrove, industry slowly started taking root. Among the first places that it took hold on was the Isle of Kew, where legend had held that local chieftain Shikellamy had given to his European counterpart, Conrad Weiser, after Weiser claimed he dreamed of Shikellamy doing this. Shikellamy reportedly grumbled afterwards, "Let us never dream again." It was on the island that Simon Snyder had built his initial mill. He sold it to Andrew Oberdorf and would eventually return to the Snyder family via Henry W. Snyder. Other owners took control of the mill over the decades until it was purchased by Howard D. Schnurr in 1868. Schnurr would rebuild the mill with more modern machinery and a connection to the railroad. In 1898, he would install the first electric lights in Snyder County at the mill. The Pennsylvania Railroad bought the property in 1905, then sold to J.F. Youngman 3 years later. Youngman operated the mill until 1920. It would be raised in 1929. The canal craze that swept the nation in the 1820s and 30s reached Selinsgrove in those years as well. The Susquehanna Division of the Pennsylvania Canal would be built between 1827 and 1829 in town. Selinsgrove would benefit heavily from the canal carrying goods across the state, with many businesses growing alongside the waterway. Boat building would also take place in Selinsgrove via the firm of Keller and Gemberling, opened in 1868. Burned down in a fire in 1872, it was replaced in the area by the Colcher and Moyer boat yard and sawmill. The canal lasted for decades in Selinsgrove, but by the turn of the century it had fallen into disrepair. It would close for good in 1901. Another Selinsgrove institution founded in the mid-1800s would prove more durable. It was the brainchild of Lutheran pastor Benjamin Kurtz, who had previously founded the Gettysburg Seminary, and wished to start another institution to further the Lutheran values he promoted. Selinsgrove's American Lutherans of the Evangelical Lutheran Church reached out to him and offered $22,000 in the use of one of its buildings for a school, although they stipulated it be open as a junior college and with a twin institution for women. The Missionary Institute of the Evangelical Lutheran Church and the Susquehanna Female College, as they were originally known, opened for students since September 1, 1858, each featuring a theology and a classical department. The female college disbanded in 1873, and the Missionary Institute opened its doors to female attendees soon thereafter. It would receive its current name of Susquehanna University in 1895. Susquehanna University's football team would have the honor of welcoming legendary coach Amos Alonzo Stagg to its staff in 1947. Stagg had previously contributed heavily to football's development during 40 years in charge at the University of Chicago, where he innovated the huddle, the center snap, the lateral pass, and the reverse play, as well as beginning the tradition of placing numbers on jerseys. He would spend 6 years as co-coach with his son Amos Jr. Stagg, for whom Division III's national championship game would be named, continued coaching after leaving Selinsgrove, not retiring until 1958 when he was 96 years old.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.